Syndea version 3.3 includes a new interface to TestRail, a test management solution from Gurok. In this video, we will demonstrate how to create and execute a mapping for model transform connections between MagicDraw and TestRail. A simplified schema of TestRail data as viewed by Syndea is shown here. The blue elements represent the test plan, a test suite divided into sections, each section containing test cases that describe how testing will be done. The red elements represent the results of that testing, a milestone composed of test runs containing tests. In TestRail, a run represents the results of a specific test suite, and its tests correspond to each of the test cases inside that test suite. Use of the 6 relationships shown between these artifacts will be used in the next video. Syndea supports the creation and use of reference connections to any of the TestRail artifacts shown here, from MagicDraw, or any other engineering software tool that Syndea has interfaces to. See tutorial exercise 15.1 for more information. TestRail also supports model transform connections to MagicDraw and Rhapsody, but there is no default mappings provided. In order to carry out model transforms, custom mappings must be created. The general process for creating and using custom model transform mappings is described in videos 1.6, 1.7, and 1.8 in the introductory module. Review them and make sure you are prepared to create and use this Syndea feature. You will need a special no-cost mapping license in addition to the regular Syndea license, and a syndea.mappings file in the .syndea folder to contain the mappings. You will also need a profile containing the special mapping stereotypes used in those mappings. Finally, the Syndea Dashboard Settings tab should show the Use Mappings checkbox checked. The Syndea.mappings file and the profile should be provided together to other users who want to employ the custom mappings so that the stereotype IDs match properly. Before a custom mapping can be created or used, Syndea must be taught to recognize the artifact and relationship types on both ends of the mappings. This is discussed at greater length in videos 1.6 through 1.8. In this video, we will map a TestRail test artifact to a SysML block with the test stereotype. When we have launched the Syndea dashboard and gone to the Mapping tab, we can find both artifacts already included in the model lists created in the left column. Under TestRail, we see TestRail test is already available. If we had needed to create it, we could right-click TestRail and select Add Artifact Type, select our TestRail repository, retrieve our TestRail types in that repository, and select TestRail Test, edit name and description if needed, add a TestRail test ID as a template, see tutorial exercise 15.2 for more discussion, and select all the artifact attributes as available for mapping. We will cancel since the TestRail test artifact already exists on the list. In a similar way, we look for a SysML artifact type of block with the extra stereotype test. Review video 1.8 for more discussion of creating SysML artifact types with tag value attributes that can receive and transmit the attributes from connected artifacts in other tools. Because the artifact types for both ends of our mapping are available, we can proceed to create the mapping. Under Mapping Groups, SysML TestRail, we right-click and select Add Mapping. The source artifact type will be block test, and the target is TestRail test. We can modify the name and description. We will confine this mapping to a single element without children, but include attributes. Click the button to retrieve available attributes for both artifact types, and add the attribute mapping line by line, using the plus button to add lines. Name or title is a TestRail attribute usually required to generate a TestRail element from SysML, so we will include that at a minimum. We can also add ID, status, and any other attributes we want to be able to share, compare, and sync across the connection. We will demonstrate relation type and related mappings in the next video. But now, just click Save Mapping. To use the mapping, we will go to the Connection Manager tab, set up the SysML model in the left column, expand the TestRail repository in the right, select Model Transform in the center, and drag a test element, such as Sensor Fusion Clement, into the empty TestRail video demo package. We select the mapping we wish, and a new block is created in Magic Draw, where we can see the tag values derived from TestRail. We can also open the TestRail browser view directly from the connected SysML element. In the TestRail view, let's modify the status from passed to retest. Back on the Syndeia dashboard, we can find this connection in the Connection Browser tab and do a compare.